No, the reason why I reached out, Josh, is because, yeah, I know we're 72 hours clear, but this is a football-loving nation in which we reside, and the portal's done, and that was an interesting part of our conversation last week, so I want to button that up. But let me give you the floor on what you think Indiana's win writ large means for the sport and for everything going on, Josh.
All right, so I still think they're an outlier in a sense that if you just look at what it took for them to do what they did, I've never seen a team as efficient as them. It was like as close as we could get to AI football without it being AI football. That's how ruthlessly efficient they operated. And so I still think that's a really, really fine needle to have to thread. I do think there was a little bit of a Roger Bannister type effect of, it took forever for a human being to run a sub 4 minute mile. And then Roger Bannister does it. And then like a million people did it. And so you look at it and you say, well, was it always this easy? Well, no, it was never easy, but it was possible. It just took someone showing you that it could be done. And likewise, Indiana could have a little bit of a Roger Bannister type effect on your Minnesotas or a Maryland or a UCLA, just Washington State, like programs that you never in your sane college football mind would have associated with championship contention. It could be that. I think in the aggregate, Rich, the big ripple effect it has is on a recalibration of the hiring model. Because right now, anytime there's a job opening, we just had several of them. We had Penn State, we had Auburn, LSU, like all these jobs open. And if you go look at the hot boards, it's like the same 10 names. It's a really, really incestuous kind of pond water-esque feel to coaching searches. And Indiana just wins a national championship with Curt Cignetti. And hey, Cignetti was always there. Anyone could have gone and hired him. No one did. Indiana took a risk. A calculated risk, but a risk. And so I just wonder whether it be an athletic director or maybe in the future GMs are making the hires in college football, which is a whole separate hour of a show we could do. I just wonder how much it shakes up the hiring process. Because to me, everything about this sport right now works downstream of the administrative groupthink that goes into hiring.
Yeah, I hear you on that, but I'm just wondering, why can't Cignetti find the right quarterback again? Why can't he go ahead and replenish in the portal just like everyone else? Maybe he's already done it, because these things are so crazy. He's actually built the next roster or held on to his current one while going on this run in the college football playoffs. It'll be tough. I mean, we had Fowler on the day after the game, but why not? I mean, the guy does seem to have a keen eye for talent and a keen eye of motivating him. Josh?
I fully expect them to be there. Like, to me, I mean, I don't want to look, I'm not Curt Cignetti, so I can afford to take them for granted. I'm so high in my respect for the sustainability of what they've built. I expect them to be there. You and I talked about this last time. We were talking about whether it's just kind of a one and done thing. I don't get that sense at all with them. This is not some rental car situation. Like they bought, they're there. Josh Hoover is a name that you should get familiar with. That's the TCU quarterback. They've already got him. They already brought him in the transfer portal. He will be one of the talks of the sport next year. They were a very, very big destination for portal guys this past cycle. So they're going to be stocked up. They're going to have the athletes to compete, maybe even more so than they just did. I think the $1 million question becomes, will they ever have the kind of just overall like team dynamic they just had? Because talent notwithstanding, like it takes a certain amount of it to compete, and they met that minimum baseline. But the team aspects, just the overall, the mortar between the bricks that makes a team. I've never seen anything like Indiana this year. So I think they'll be in the dance, or they'll be able to get in the dance for several years to come, because I think their model is sustainable. But what we just saw right here is special. And I will never assume that anyone, including Curt Cignetti, could just boom, snap his fingers and easily replicate that.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.